My name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So today is episode 13 of my Sunday sewing catch up. So welcome if you're new, and welcome back if you are a subscriber already of my channel. So I like to film these sort of roundups of the week where I share what I've been getting up to sewing wise, things that I've been really enjoying. If I've bought any fabric or patterns, then I like to talk about those too. So that's what today's vlog is going to be about. So if you are new, it'd be amazing if you could subscribe and then hit that little bell notification, because then you'll get told of when I bring out my next video. I always bring out a video on a Sunday. The timing does vary. It depends on what other commitments I've got going on at the weekend as to when I can get this edited. I do try and film it on a Sunday and then edit it in that day and get it uploaded. So sometimes it's ready for 7 o'clock and then sometimes it's slightly later. I think last week it was about 10 o'clock by the time I got it published. So I'm sorry that I can't commit to a specific time, but it really does just depend on what's going on. And that's mainly because most of my sewing happens either on a Friday evening or a Saturday evening, unless I'm going out for dinner or I'm out with my family. And that's what I sort of round up with in my Sunday sewing. And then I also sometimes bring out a video during the week, and that might be a fabric and pattern haul, it might be a makes roundup video, it might be a Sew Hayley Jane unboxing video, or just catch up. Sometimes I do tutorials, but not very often. So sometimes you get 2 videos a week and sometimes you just get 1 video. It just depends on what I've got going on and whether I've got other videos already there just waiting to be edited. And I've actually got a fabric and pattern haul video that I need to get edited and get out to you, so hopefully that will come sometime next week. And then I'm also going to film next weekend my August makes video. I haven't had a chance to film it yet, so that will be coming very soon. I've got a cup of tea here because it's a little bit cold in London this morning. It is a bit rainy, so I've just got a little cup of tea. It's in a Christmas mug. We use our mugs all the year round. I do love Christmas. So I may stop briefly to have a little sip of tea before it gets cold. And before I dive into what this video is going to be about, I'll let you know what I'm wearing, and I'll put pictures in because it's going to be really difficult to show this full outfit. But this is a lovely Tabitha t-shirt, which is a Tilly in the Buttons pattern, in this gorgeous cotton jersey that I got from First for Fabrics, and it's got little hungry caterpillars all over it. And I've made this for school, so I've made one for myself and then I've made one for Lola, and I'm going to wear this to school when I teach the very hungry caterpillar. And then I've just got it on with my bolt culottes. So Make with Mandy bolt culottes in this gorgeous chambray fabric. They're so comfortable. So it's got a flat fronted waistband, and then there's elastic in the back, gorgeous deep pockets, these pleats at the front, which are just give a really lovely sort of detail at the front. And then it's just gathered into elastic at the back. And then they stop below my knee. It's going to be difficult to show you, but yeah, they stop. There's my knee, and they stop below my knee. They're ever so slightly wide. They're not as wide as the Jennifer Lauren Bastion culottes, which is my favourite culotte pattern, but these are super comfortable to wear, and I tend to chuck them on at the weekend. But I've also worn them to school too, because they're really comfortable for like moving around. I spend a lot of time on the floor or sitting on really low chairs, so these are really comfortable to wear for school. So that is what I'm wearing, and I will put pictures in of me wearing this outfit too, so you can see what it looks like. So I'm going to grab my trusty notebook as always. I've got it here, and I like to make a little list of things that I like to talk about in this video. So I've got things that I've been sewing, I've got a new pattern to talk to you about, some fabric that I've ordered but it's not arrived yet, I've got a new sewing challenge, I've got my sewing plans, and then I've got a couple of other small businesses to talk to you about. I'm finding it quite difficult to get my words out today. I think it's because I've had my first like full-on week with children in school, so I do feel quite tired. And actually I shared a post over on Instagram yesterday, and I got lots of lovely comments and messages, so thank you to everybody that replied to me over on there. And the sort of theme around the post was around the guilt that I feel, I guess, around not being able to reply to people straight away. So I know I've got quite a few vlogs that I've published. I think I've got about 4 vlogs that I haven't replied to people yet. And over on Instagram, I've got a couple of posts where I have either asked for help or suggestions, or I've just shared something and lots of lovely people have commented, and I just haven't got back to anybody over the last couple of weeks. And that has kind of stopped me from sharing things, although it hasn't stopped me from sharing videos because I really enjoy filming these videos. But I do feel guilty for not replying. So I do want to apologise to everybody. I love getting messages from you. I love getting comments on my videos. But currently it's the new school term. I teach in the early years, so it is very full on in the first term. It's very much about settling the children, making sure that they're all really happy and they're safe. And I've got a class of 30 children and they all want a piece of me when I'm at school. They all want to play with me. They all want to talk to me. They all want me to read to them. And of course, I want to spend as much time with them as possible. That does mean that I get asked millions of questions a day. I have so many conversations with adults and children that by the end of the school day, I'm just exhausted. And then by the time I get home, I've got my own children who also need me and ask me lots and lots of questions. I love cooking dinner for us all, and that's a big part of our sort of day as a family. We come together and we share our dinner at the dinner table. So once I've been at work, and I try and leave work by about 5, half 5, but that's not always possible. Sometimes it's about 6 o'clock by the time I leave. And it's the same for my husband because he's a year 6 teacher. So by the time I get home and I've cooked dinner and helped my girls with their homework and all that kind of thing that happens, I'm just so tired in the evening that I can barely sort of function, if I'm honest. I need to just have a shower, catch up on any work that I need to finish, get in my PJs, and then generally, as soon as my head hits that pillow, I am out. I've not even really been able to do any little snippets of sewing this week, which has impacted on me actually, because I was saying in my last Sunday sewing catch up that having little snippets of sewing to do here and there across the week is something that really helps me manage that work-life balance. And I just haven't been able to find the headspace really to tackle any aspect of that. So really I just wanted to say sorry. I will get back to you when I'm less frazzled from the start of term, but I do really appreciate all of the comments and all of the messages that I get. So thank you so much for coming back each week to watch my videos, but also commenting and taking the time really to engage in what I'm sharing. I will, I promise, get back to everybody, but thank you so much. So what have I been sewing? Last weekend I hinted at something that I had made as part of my Felicity Fabrics blogger team. We were set a challenge, which was the dress challenge. So we were given a little piece of ribbon that said handmade on it. I can't remember the company that supplied it, but I'll put a thing in. I want to say Craft Creations, but I don't want to say the wrong thing, but I will link them down below as well. So we were provided with a little ribbon that said handmade, and it had to feature somewhere on our dress. We were allowed to choose whatever fabric we wanted from Felicity Fabrics website, up to 3 meters of fabric, and we could turn it into any dress we wanted, but it had to be a dress. And I chose this gorgeous washed baby pink corduroy fabric, and I'm just going to grab it. So this is the fabric. It is absolutely beautiful. This is not a colour that I would normally go for, but a lot of fabrics that I've been choosing at the moment have got a pink sort of tone to them. And I just absolutely love this. You can probably guess by what I'm holding up as to what pattern I went for. Oh, some of the buttons are undone. But yeah, we were given this piece of ribbon that says handmade, and we had to feature it somewhere on our dress. And the pattern that I opted to go for was a pattern that I had in mind, thinking about the season that we're moving into, which is the autumn. So the weather's going to start to turn a little bit chilly. We've got some rain today, and I'm going to be able to get out like my cozy boots and my thick woolly tights, which I'm very excited about. I love the autumn. So I had a little think about what patterns I would like in my wardrobe ready for the autumn. Sorry, I'm just going to fasten the buckles. And one of my tried and tested patterns that I love is the Tilly and the Buttons Bobby Pinafore. And I've actually made the skirt, which I shared last weekend in my last Sunday sewing catch up. But I opted for this gorgeous washed, sort of pink washed denim. It's so beautiful. And I turned it into the Tilly and the Buttons Bobby Pinafore dress. So it's got buckles, it's got buttons that go all the way down. It's going to be difficult to show you. It's got these gorgeous pockets on the hip, and you top stitch the pockets onto the front. It's absolutely beautiful. And then those pockets are lined. And I used some fabric that I was given by the lovely Tamlin, who was sewn on the Tyne. We did a like a sewing swap as part of the Felicity Fabrics blogger team. And we all gifted each other gorgeous little packages of things. and she knows how much I love rainbows, so she sent me this gorgeous like offcut of cotton, so I've used that to line the pockets. And then the lovely Faye, who is from Faye Studio Jepson, when I ordered some fabric, she popped a little bit of this fabric in, and it's got princesses all over it, so I've used that to line the bib. So the bib is fully lined, and I've got that gorgeous like cotton princess fabric, which just makes me smile. Things like that, it's like, I know it's there, nobody else can see it, but it really makes me smile. And it's the same with the pockets. Nobody else knows that those gorgeous rainbows are there, but I do. And then I've talked about this over on my Instagram sort of page, but I've talked about not having the confidence really when people say, oh, I love what you're wearing. I normally just say, oh, thank you. But I need to get better, because I think it'll be a great conversation starter as well. But I need to get more confident at saying, thank you, I made it. And then I can talk to them about the pattern that I used, or sort of the process of creating that garment. And the ribbon that we were given says handmade, so I have stuck it on the bib pocket in the hope that it's obvious then to people that I made it, and then it's a real conversation starter, and hopefully this garment will give me the confidence to say a bit more, thank you, I made it. So yeah, I've just top stitched it onto the pocket, and I think it's in quite an obvious place, so it'd be there. Oh, it actually goes with this t-shirt. And then I've just got these jean buttons all the way down, and all the way down the skirt too. And then it's got this gorgeous crossover detail on the back, which you get with the straps. And then the back, it doesn't have a bib, if I can hold it up. It's just got the waistband, and then you get that gorgeous crossover detail on the back, which is really lovely. I have got loads of images of me wearing this, so I'll pop them in so you can see what it looks like. And I just paired it with a Tabitha t-shirt that's got rainbows on, using some gorgeous fabric that I got from Eliza Mac Fabrics, and I'll put a picture in of that t-shirt too so you can see what it looks like. But this is the pattern. It's by Tilly and the Buttons, and it's called the Bobby Pinafore, and you can either make a pinafore or you can make a skirt, and I've actually made the skirt as well, just using some pink corduroy fabric that's got crowns all over it. This comes in sizes UK 6 to UK 24, but I know Tilly and the Buttons are working their way through all of their patterns to add them to the extended size range. So yeah, you can make a pinafore or you can make a skirt, and they're both buttoned down. So the skirt's buttoned down and the pinafore is buttoned down. And there are loads of different pocket options. So you can put pockets on the back of the dungarees, but I decided not to do that because I wouldn't have used them. So I've just gone for the hip pockets and then the bib pocket too. And then there's also, you can probably see here on the model, there's an option to put a flap on your pocket, but I decided not to go for that because I added the ribbon to the pocket, and I just really wanted, I really wanted the ribbon to be showcased, and I thought that was perfect there. I think if I'd have put the flap on, you wouldn't really have been able to see the ribbon, or it wouldn't have become that feature that I really wanted it to become. So in terms of sizes, a UK 6 is a bust measurement of 30 inches, a waist measurement of 24 inches, and a hip measurement of 33 inches. And then for a UK 24, it's a bust measurement of 48 inches, waist measurement of 42 inches, and then a hip measurement of 51 inches. In terms of fabrics, they recommend medium to heavyweight woven fabrics that hold their shape, like a denim, corduroy, cotton canvas, drill, gobeline, which is tapestry, or velvet. Now this is an ever so slightly softer corduroy, and I think that's because it's a washed corduroy. So the skirt is ever so slightly drapier, but it still works really nicely for the pattern. I absolutely love it. I've made quite a few of these already, and then I've made the skirt, which I also love. There's some really beautiful features to it, and I absolutely love the pocket detail too. And the construction was really lovely. There's lots of top stitching, which I find quite relaxing. Lots of pressing, and it's just really nice to see how it comes together. And then the dress has got a waistband that goes all the way around the back as well. Yeah, it's super comfortable to wear and really practical. I've got a navy one that I've made, and I wear it with jumpers underneath, and there's plenty of room for you to wear with jumpers too. And I have worn it to work, and it's really comfortable for moving around and getting up and down off the floor too. So I can definitely see myself making a few more of the Tilly and the Buttons Bobby Pinafores. So that's the first thing that I've been making. So then the next thing I am going to sneak peek share with you, I need to write up the blog and then send it off to Felicity Fabrics. But I was given this gorgeous cotton dobby fabric in this beautiful colour. I can't remember what they described this colour as, but it reminds me a little bit of paprika colour. And sneak peek, you might be able to guess what pattern I have sewn up with that gorgeous voluminous sleeve. And then I'll show you by holding up. I used the buttons that I shared last week from Ethel and Joan. They've got these gorgeous sparkly bits all in them. I'll hold it up so you can see, but I will share more information over on a blog post that I write for Felicity Fabrics. This fabric is absolutely beautiful and it really suits this pattern. And it is the Anna Allen Anthea blouse. I'm not going to talk any more about the pattern because I will come back when I've shared that as a blog post for Felicity Fabrics, but I have got that sewn up. It's absolutely beautiful and I'm definitely planning loads more of the Anthea blouse. It's such a beautiful pattern and it comes together really nicely too. So I've been sewing that this week and I need to get the blog post written out for Felicity Fabrics. I need to get some photos and I was planning to do that today, but it's raining so I can't get outside. And then the last thing that I've been sewing this week is lots of pairs of knickers. So I'm going to show you. So last Sunday sewing catch up, I talked about the free pattern by Megan Nielsen, which is the Acacia knickers. And I'll put some line drawings in because I haven't printed the instructions. They're only a couple of pages long and I just bring it up on my laptop when I'm sewing them up. And I said that I would come back and review the pattern. So I have made 5 pairs and that's how much I absolutely love the pattern. And I've used all scraps of my jerseys, the jersey fabrics that I had. And then I also had some knicker elastic that I ordered from Minerva Crafts, gosh, years ago. So I've made 2 that are identical using this green cotton jersey, and they're both identical. Hold them up, completely identical, and I've used the sort of decorative scalloped knicker elastic. And then I've got some using an offcut of cotton jersey fabric that I got from Felicity Fabrics, and I bought this fabric. And again, I've used some decorative scalloped knicker elastic, and it's just a navy floral. I think I used this to make a billy jumper actually. Really, really lovely fabric. And then I used some offcuts of this gorgeous lemon print jersey fabric that I got from Hazel's sister. And with a couple of these, well, actually all of them, but a couple of them I've made dresses. This one in particular I've made, I might put it on so you can see, but I've made a Friday Pattern Company's Westcliff dress using this fabric. And I put it on earlier and I showed my children and my husband that I was dressing like a toddler because lots of toddler clothing, particularly for girls, not so much for boys, but I know that you can get them for boys. You can buy like the dresses that come with the matching knickers, and quite often they're like frilly knickers. So I joked that I am now dressing like a toddler because I've got a lemon print dress that matches these knickers. I've got a t-shirt that matches these knickers, and then I have got a dress, I think it's the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress actually that matches these knickers, and then I've got a jumper that matches these knickers. So I joked that I could wear my Westcliff lemon print dress and my Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress and wear the matching knickers, and only I would know that I'm wearing matching knickers, and obviously my family if I tell them that I've got my matching knickers on. My girls thought it was really funny. I thought it was quite funny too, that secretly I've got matching underwear to my dress, and these came together so nicely. It's such a lovely pattern. I mean, it's a free pattern. All you need to do is sign up to the Megan Nielsen newsletter, and then you get sent, I think you get sent a link or a code, and then you can go in and access their free pattern library, and they've got a few different patterns that you can access for free. It came together really beautifully, and you literally need offcuts of jersey. So you cut one of the back piece, one of the front piece, and then you've got the gusset pattern piece. So you need one for the outer and then one for the inner, and you use a clever like miniature burrito method to attach the gusset, which was really straightforward to do. So the main construction is attaching the gusset to the front knickers and then the back knickers, and then you roll up the front piece, you roll up the back piece, and then you attach the gusset, sandwiching those 2 pieces in between. So you roll it up and you end up with the raw edges. You pop the gusset on the top, and then you pull it all through, and then you end up with it all sandwiched. And then the final thing to do, I don't know if that made any sense, but then the final thing to do is attach whatever knicker elastic you decide to do. So with these ones, I just had some just straightforward knicker elastic that you top stitch on the outside, and then you fold it through onto the inside, and that's what it ends up looking like. You end up with this top stitching on the outside of the knickers, and the elastic is folded onto the inside. That is not my preferred method, having tried 2 different methods. I've got some fold over knicker elastic coming, and I'm going to try it with the fold over knicker elastic, but that one I just feel like it's not as neat on the inside. And I should have finished really the edge of the knickers before I turned it over, but I didn't, because it's jersey, and that was my first pair that I made. With the rest of them, I've used that scalloped detailed knicker elastic, and I've got some here just to show you. I've got loads. Yeah, so it just comes like that. And then what you do with that elastic is you top stitch it onto the elastic, making sure that that scalloped edge is facing down, and away from the line, the top of your knickers. Stitch that, and then you fold it onto the inside like I have done here. So you fold it, and then you stitch on the top of it again, and you get that gorgeous scalloped edge of the knicker elastic that pokes through. That's the leg hole, and then that's the top of the knickers, and then the leg hole there as well. And it gives a really gorgeous finish, actually. I think that's just a really pretty detail. They're super comfortable, and the fit is amazing, absolutely perfect. So I have got the information in here, so if you just forgive me a moment whilst I flick through and find the information about the pants. Comes in 2 different size bandings. You've got 0 to 20 and a 14 to 30. You just need to make sure that you use a knit fabric, and it needs to have at least 20% stretch. And then you can use fold over elastic, regular knicker elastic, or you can use this decorative scalloped knicker elastic, and they give you a method for each type of elastic depending on what you go for. In terms of sizes, for a 0, it's a bust measurement of 32 inches, a waist measurement of 24 inches, and a hip measurement of 34 inches. And then for a 30, it's a 56-inch bust, 48-inch waist, and a 58-inch hip. I went for a size 6. I can't remember the measurements off the top of my head. I'll put information in now of what the measurements look like, but they fit me really nicely. If I'm feeling brave enough, I have got photos of me wearing my knickers. I'll pop them in so you can see what the fit is like for me. So in terms of the options, there's only one option for the shape of the knickers, and that is a low rise bikini cut. I've just checked my measurements as well whilst I was checking out the different variations of the knickers. So for me, for a size 6, it's a 27-inch waist and a 37-inch hip. Now my hips are a 35-inch, so I was a bit worried about them being a little bit baggy around that area, but actually they fit really nicely and they're super comfortable. I can definitely see myself making more of the Acacia pants, especially because it's a free pattern. I think it's absolutely brilliant that it's a free pattern too. So I'm definitely going to make more, and I've got loads of the knicker elastic, so I definitely need to crack on and use some more of the scraps that I've got stored from my cotton jersey project and have a go at making some more Acacia knickers. So I had lots and lots of fun, as you can tell, sewing up all the different types of Acacia knickers, and I think I'm going to make plenty more with all of the scraps that I've got, so I need to dig out some more cotton jersey scraps. Which takes me on to the pattern that I wanted to share with you. So the Megan Nielsen knickers are a free pattern, as I've said, but Tilly and the Buttons have just brought out a new knicker pattern. So I have bought it because I like the option of the different styles that you can go for. So the new pattern that's just come out is the Tilly and the Buttons Iris knickers, and it's in conjunction with Evie La Louve. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But there are different options. So you can do a high waist with a low leg opening, mid waistline and low leg opening, low waistline and high leg opening, and then there's mid waistline and mid leg opening, low waistline, low leg opening, and then there's a picture of what the back looks like. So those are all the line drawings. I haven't opened my pattern yet because I was too busy sewing up the Acacia knickers. And then alongside bringing out the Iris knicker pattern, they've also brought out, Tilly and the Buttons have also brought out some underwear lace and some elastics, and they're over on their Tilly and the Buttons shop. I think they might have sold out of quite a few, but I think in their stories a few days ago they said that they're going to get some more back, and I have actually ordered some lace and some fold over elastics. I want to try it out. So as it says on the front, it's a knicker pattern, and there are lots of different options of low, mid or high legs and waistlines. It's aimed at confident beginners, and there is also a workshop that you can buy when you buy the pattern if you want to, and that gives you loads of tutorials and support when you're making your own knickers. Having made the Acacia knickers, I'm really excited about trying this pattern and just using maybe some lace on the waistline or on the legs. I think it'd be really fun. I've seen so many beautiful pairs of the iris knickers already. In terms of fabric, they recommend light to medium weight stretch knit fabric with 40 to 60% 4-way stretch and good recovery, like jersey, scuba, stretch mesh and stretch velvet. For the crotch lining fabric, you need a small piece of cotton jersey, bamboo jersey or similar fabric with natural content, and it's really important it's got that natural content because it's going to be in close proximity with your body, so you want it to be really comfortable. I've actually ordered some fabric from the New Craft House because they've got a whole range of lace fabrics. So I've ordered a couple of ½ meters of the lace fabrics. I'm hoping to try out making some lace knickers using this pattern, and then also using the Megan Nielsen Acacia knicker pattern. So the pattern that I have got is the UK 6 to 24, but it does come in 2 size bandings. It's in their new extended size range. So it comes in a size UK 6 to 24 and then a UK 16 to 34. So in terms of sizes, for a UK 6, it's a bust measurement of 30 inches, waist measurement of 24 inches, and then a hip measurement of 33 inches. And then for a UK 34, it's a 56-inch high bust, 60-inch bust, 53-inch waist, and then a 61-inch hip. I'm very excited to give these a try. I'm looking forward to seeing how they compare to the Acacia pants. So next Sunday, I'm hoping that I'll be able to let you know how they compare. I've ordered this pattern and bought it because I like the different options that you get. The Acacia pants is a great pattern, but you can only do the bikini cut, whereas this one, you've got the different options here. And I don't know about you, but I like knickers that are high-waisted and feel really comfortable, and just really snuggly and cozy to wear, especially when the weather's a bit chilly outside. So I really like the option of having that low waistline and the low leg opening, but also the high waistline, because I think that will feel really comfortable, especially when I'm having one of those days where my tummy's feeling a little bit sore and I just want to feel really comfortable around that space, almost like my tummy's been wrapped in a hug from the underwear. I really love the idea that you can use scraps that you've got in your scrap store to whip up a pair of knickers too. In terms of how much fabric you actually need, it says for the UK 6 to 14, you need 0.5 meters of fabric if it's a wide fabric, or if it's a narrow fabric actually. And then for from a UK 16, you need 0.6 meters of fabric. And then you also need some lining fabric, so 0.25 meters of lining fabric. And then in terms of the stretch lace or the fold over elastic, it says that you need 1 meter for the waistline and 1.5 meters for the leg openings. So I hope that's helpful to know how much of all the different fabrics that you need. But I'm really looking forward to giving these a try. And I've already followed the hashtag Sewing Iris over on Instagram for lots and lots of inspiration. So I just thought I'd let you know about that knicker pattern too. Okay, so the next thing that I wanted to share with you is a sewing challenge that I was made aware of by the lovely Blossom Sandwich over on Instagram. So thank you so much for tagging me in the sewing challenge. It sounds like something really fun to be part of and right up my street. And in fact, I've just realised that this t-shirt could be classed as part of the challenge. So it is by Maker Mother Crone over on Instagram. I'll link her page down below. And the idea behind the challenge is that you revisit a favourite picture book, or if you've got a favourite character from a storybook or a chapter book, that you can imagine what they would look like or what they would wear, and then wear a me-made inspired outfit from that picture book or storybook or chapter book. Share the outfit, and then there's a hashtag, which is hashtag #MakePictureBookFashion, and then make sure that you tag maker.mother.crone over on Instagram. It looks like and sounds like a really fun challenge, and there are so many, I think as an early years teacher, there are so many picture books that inspire me and so many books that I just fall in love with the characters. One being The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I think it's such a wonderful book, and I've got a couple of Hungry Caterpillar outfits already. You don't have to make anything brand new. You can wear something that you've already got. You can pair together a few me-made items in your wardrobe to create sort of an outfit inspired by a character from a storybook, and then share that over on Instagram. So I've got quite a few garments already in my wardrobe that are inspired by different storybooks that I know that I use at school with the children. So I've got a Very Hungry Caterpillar Westcliff dress, I've got a Very Hungry Caterpillar Lyra dress, I've got a Very Hungry Caterpillar t-shirt, so I think you can work out which book I absolutely adore. I've got an Elmer t-shirt that I've made recently. I've got a space themed Lyra dress. Like, there's loads of things in my wardrobe, I think, because I love wearing like fun things to work that are going to inspire the children. And I've got a little bit of an idea. I don't know how long this is going to take me to put together, and I don't even know if it's possible. I need to definitely do some research, but I would love to use, I've got so many offcuts and scrap pieces that are funny shapes that I'd really like to turn into almost like a patchwork dress. And I've got two ideas of where I'm going to go with this. I'm either going to make a dress, I know it'll be a dress because I love wearing dresses, a dress inspired by Elmer the elephant, who's a patchwork elephant. And for that, I think what I would do is just square off all the little scraps that I've got, patchwork them together, and then create a dress using the fabric that I create from the patchwork squares. Or what I'm also considering, but I think it'd be more time consuming, is I'm considering using all of the offcuts of cotton fabric that I've got, and I've got a couple of offcuts of sequin fabric, but I'm considering patchworking that all together again, but using the storybook, the Rainbow Fish, because I love that book, and the children in my class previously have absolutely loved that, and we do use it when we're talking about friendships and feelings and that sort of thing. So I'm thinking of piecing lots of sort of offcuts of fabric together, and then trying to do almost like the scallop shape of the fish scales, and then putting some of the shiny sequins on there somewhere. So I'm thinking of sort of patchworking sections together and then cutting into it like it's got a scallop design and stitching them together. I need to research this more. This is just me thinking out loud. And then somehow putting those together to create a gorgeous dress that's got occasional scales on it that have got shiny glimmers of like sequins to act as the shiny scales that the Rainbow Fish finds very difficult to part with at the beginning of the story. So that is an idea that I've got, and I feel like it needs to be quite floaty. I feel like it needs to have quite big sleeves. Yeah, I've absolutely no idea if I'm going to be able to actually put this together, but I do love feeling quite inspired by something and then having a go at trying to put it together. So we'll see. It may take me months and months and months to put all these scraps together and work it out, but somewhere in the future I would like to have a patched work together Rainbow Fish inspired dress. I'm just not sure how to even go about starting that. I need to do some research on that. So if anyone's got any top tips, please let me know, especially around that scalloped shape that I'm hoping for the Rainbow Fish scales. So it sounds like a really fun challenge. Let me know if you're planning to take part in that challenge too. So on to a wonderful YouTube channel that I wanted to share with you that's full of loads of amazing tutorials. I think there's over about 60 videos over on this channel at the moment, and I stumbled across it because using up my scraps is very much on my mind. And over on this YouTube channel there is a tutorial to make a tailor's ham using scraps. And I'm in the process of trying to make a tailor's ham at the moment because I think it's great for using all those little offcuts of fabric. So it's Lucy's Sew Studio over on YouTube. She's got some amazing like Christmas themed tutorials, which I'm very much starting to think about, because I always leave it until the last minute when I'm thinking about Christmas sewing gifts. There's a tutorial over there for a reusable gift tag. There's some reusable crackers, which I'd really love to try for this year's Christmas dinner table. There's the tailor's ham. There's also some reviews over on her channel too. So I've been really enjoying following the tutorial for the tailor's ham. So I just thought I'd let you know really if that's something that you're really interested in. And like I said, there's some great tutorials for Christmas gifts because I'm already starting to think about that. I'm always last minute, and I vow every year to be a bit more organised. So I'm going to start already, even though it's only September, thinking about my Christmas crafts and what I'd like to start making for people. And Lucy's got some great tutorials over on her YouTube channel. So I'll link that in the description if it's something that you're also thinking about, or is it a little bit too early for you to be thinking about Christmas? It's not for me because I know that I need to get on it, otherwise it'll be here before I know it. And this half term and next half term, actually the autumn term, is just so busy for schools. Because the first half term you're busy getting to know the children, getting to know what inspires them and motivates them, and just building up those relationships. And then autumn 2, you're sort of really hitting the ground with the learning aspect, but then you've also got Christmas thrown in there, so there's lots of songs to learn, there's plays to put on, and just all the Christmas festivities too. And Christmas in schools always starts in like November, because it takes so long to get the children to learn all the different songs. So I'm definitely starting to think autumn, winter and Christmas. So if you are too, head over to Lucy's YouTube channel for some amazing Christmas craft tutorials. And then the other thing, it's a company I've talked about loads before. I get my sweet treats from them, but I've never actually had them in front of me to show you. So I've got, I mean, you can see how much I love them, because this was a 1 kilogram bag of sweets, and it's now, I think there's about a third left in there. But it is this company called Happy Turtle Tuck Shop. I absolutely love them. They sell the most yummy vegan sweets. So I'm vegetarian. I don't eat gelatine. I don't eat meat. Occasionally I eat fish. And then my daughter is vegan because she has a dairy allergy. So I'm always looking for vegan options for myself, but also for my daughter. And they do vegan sweets, which is amazing for us. I love them. You can see by how much the bag has been rummaged in and then scrumpled back up. This is one of my favourite sewing treats to have, just in a little bowl as I'm sewing. I'm going to see if I can find some of my favourite ones to show you. Strawberries. I love strawberries. That's strawberry as well. These ones are my favourite. They're little fizzy like rainbow sweeties. I always get the vegan mix. I always buy a kilogram, because if I bought 500 grams it wouldn't last me very long. This normally lasts me a couple of weeks. I do have a very sweet tooth. And in terms of options, the pick a mix option, there's a vegan option and a vegetarian option. 500 grams, a 500 gram bag is £6 and a 1 kilogram bag is £10. And then there's also fudge that you can buy, and the fudge is amazing. I did get some fudge. Did I bring? Oh yeah, it's here. Comes in this gorgeous little bag. And you buy it in cubes, so you can get 3 cubes or you can get 6 cubes, and the cubes are quite decent size actually. This is a salted caramel vegan fudge. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I only bought 3 cubes this time, but I'm going to get 6 cubes next time. So the fudge is 3 cubes for £1.25 and 6 cubes for £2.25. And then you can also buy the sweets separately. So there's a whole list of the different sweets that they sell separately, so you can buy a bag of them. And then there's also chocolate. Now I don't know a huge amount about the chocolate selection because I haven't ordered any of their chocolate. I am allergic to chocolate, so I can't have it. But there are some chocolate options there over on the website too. I love them. I've ordered from them loads of times, and their sweeties are really tasty. It's all plastic free as well, which is amazing, and delivery is always quite speedy as well. They come in a box, so there's no danger of your goodies getting squished either. So I just wanted to give another shout out to them because they're such a lovely company and their sweets are really tasty. So I'll end as usual with my sewing plans for the upcoming week. As always, I have a million plans and loads of different things that I want to get busy sewing. For this week, thinking about how I felt really sort of overwhelmed last week and exhausted from just my day job of teaching, I don't think I'll get a huge amount of sewing done. But so what I'm actually planning to do is just cut out projects, because I've run out of projects that are already cut out. So what I'm planning to do, well, there's one thing actually that I'm planning to get sewn up. So I'm just going to grab the fabric so I can talk to you about it. So one thing that I know that I'm definitely going to get sewn up this week, because it's something that I've been meaning to get sewn up since school started back. We've got a massive wooden sandpit in our outside area for the children to use, but it's got these huge heavy wooden lids on them that are an absolute pain to lift off and put back on. So I have been meaning to make a new sandpit cover for months and months, and I've just never really got round to it. Last year in school we weren't allowed to use sand because of COVID, but this year we are finally allowed to have our sand back. Hooray! So that is the kick up the bum that I've needed to go and find some fabric that's suitable and then get busy sewing it up. The thing that's stopping me from getting on with it at the moment is I keep forgetting to measure the sandpit. So I did go to my local fabric shop, which is Fabricland, and I've got some waterproof fabric. So it's just this dotty green fabric. I love the colour green, so I was instantly drawn to this fabric. I bought 4 meters because I know 4 meters will definitely be enough. I think the sandpit is roughly about 3 meters by 1.5 meters. So I think I've got enough fabric. So I've got the fabric ready to go, and then when I was in the fabric shop, I bought some elastic, and I was explaining to the lady in there that I needed quite strong elastic because I'm going to be using it to sew a sandpit cover. So I've picked out this elastic, which is just over 1 centimetre wide, and I've got loads and loads of it. So what I need to do when I go back to work this week is measure the sandpit and then have a go at what I think I'm going to do. I've never done this before, so if anyone else has and you've got some top tips, please let me know. I think I'm going to fold the edge over, press, and then fold it again to create the casing for the elastic. And then what I'd really like to do is have like those, I don't know what they're called, so I don't even know what to search for, but the toggles that you normally get on like anoraks and things for the elastic, you know, that I don't know if I'm going to be able to describe these and make any sense whatsoever, but they're little toggles that you put on the end, and you can press them so you can pull the elastic to tighten it, and then you let go of the little button that you've pressed and it holds the elastic in place. So I think that's what I need to do for the sandpit cover, so that we can tighten it if we need to, especially over time as it's been used. So I'm going to make one for the reception playground, and then if that works out okay, I need to make one for the nursery playground. So that's what I'm going to do with this fabric. So that's the first definite sewing project, if I remember to measure the sandpit. Then I've got my black corduroy from Sister Mintaka that I got as a Christmas present, and I've got my Yanta overalls pattern, which I talked about last weekend. So I'm going to get those cut out today, and I'm very excited about getting those sewn up because I'm really thinking towards the cosy, colder months when you can wrap up with lots of layers. And I think they're going to be a staple in my autumn-winter wardrobe. I'm going to get lots and lots of wear out of them, especially with the weather being a bit rainy today. I think they're going to be perfect for work. Then I have got this beautiful fabric that I got as a well done, you survived your first week back at work after the summer holidays fabric. And I'm going to turn this into the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress. So my job today is to get both of these projects cut out so that they are ready to start sewing, hopefully next weekend. So this is the pattern, it's the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta. I'm probably going to do the midi length, this version, but I'm not going to do the long sleeves because I don't like long sleeves on myself. I'd rather just wear a cardigan because I much prefer, especially at work, to bunch up the sleeves and push them up to my elbow. I think 'cause I'm always, you know, clearing up paint or glue or just, you know, getting stuck in with the play with the children. So I'm going to start this version, but with the short sleeves. So they're just a grown-on sleeve. This one has got, yeah, it's a bracelet length sleeve that you sew on as an add-on, as you can see here with the line drawing. So I'm going to do the midi version just with the grown-on sleeve, no patch pockets, because I'm not a fan of the patch pockets on the front. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a lovely addition again to my autumn wardrobe, and I can just layer that up with some thick woolly tights. So I'm going to get that cut out. I don't know if I'll get started on sewing that because I think I need to be realistic with what I get sewn up and what I get started this week. I'll probably give the iris knicker pattern a try. I'll get that definitely traced off and maybe cut out if my fabric arrives in time. And then I've got 2 Bakerloo dresses that I want to get cut out. So, I mean, that's quite optimistic with cutting out plans. But I'm going to be using the Nina Lee Bakerloo dress pattern. And I want to cut out using the fabric that we got from a Sew Hilly Jane box. And then also this fabric that I got from Abercorn Fabrics as part of my brand, as part of my fabric ambassador role with Abercorn Fabrics. So I want to get that cut out, and I want to get that cut out too. I know that's quite a summery fabric, but I think it's going to be something really fun that will brighten up my wardrobe when the weather's a little bit dark and dull. And then this one I just think is going to be a classic sort of gingham dress that I'm going to really enjoy wearing too. So lots and lots of plans as usual, but mainly for cutting out projects, not necessarily getting onto sewing. If I do sew up anything this week, I want it to be my Yanta overalls because I'm really desperate for just a black pair of overalls in my wardrobe to go with all of my brighter t-shirts and jumpers. So I'm looking forward to getting those sewn up. Let me know in the comments below what project you're working on at the moment, if you've got any new patterns that you have been feeling inspired by that I can go and check out. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed, please do hit that subscribe button because you'll get notified of when I bring up my next video. Thank you as always for coming back each week and every time I bring out a video. I really do appreciate your support, your likes and your comments. If you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up, and I will be back soon with another video. Take care. Bye.